All right, welcome everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. We got another Aviators hockey game here for the Squirt B1s taking on West Fargo Black. I believe that was the team we played last Sunday, the second game, for those that watched that one. Big victory there for the Aviators coming out of that Sunday with 2 wins. They will end up playing this both West Fargo teams again this weekend, starting with Black here. Um, and then it will be the yellow team tomorrow afternoon. I believe that one's at 3 o'clock. That one, due to scheduling conflicts, will not be able to broadcast. We will be able to post the link to the camera in the arena, though. You'll see a scoreboard and see all the action. You just won't have anybody blabbering over the top of the video feed. So we'll get that posted for you. And then they do have another game this afternoon. We'll have to get done with this one, get some lunch in these kids, and then actually drive down to Fargo. Uh, Squirt B1s here will be taking on Fargo this afternoon. I believe that's 3 o'clock, something like that. Maybe 4:30 even. But getting to play once again at Shields Arena where the Fargo Force play. So another fun, exciting event for these kids. I believe it was we should be playing the Fargo team that we beat the very first game or the second game of the year up here in Grand Forks. So should be a fun one down there. Oh, let me just do a quick scan of the ice, see if we got everybody. We look a little short here today. I see Albert out there, so good to see him back feeling a little bit better. But we do have everybody. They don't see Barron, so Barron must be out. Hopefully not due to illness. Hopefully it's maybe some holiday travel. It's Christmas break has started here for the kids. I believe yesterday was the last day for most of the school age kids. But Aviators having some big success against this team last week, and I believe it ended 5-0. I know it was a shutout for Sam. He played very good in that game. But a little miscommunication here on the boys' part out on the ice here. A couple passes off the mark, but we'll get her cleaned up here as we get going. So about 2 minutes left of warm-ups, and then we will get this game underway between the Aviators and West Fargo. And then, like I said, we'll be headed down to Fargo this afternoon to take on Fargo Gray, I believe, at the Shields Arena. So that'll be fun. Hopefully you can join us for that one. All right, less than 10 seconds to go here. We'll get the pucks picked up. I'll try to do my best to call out all the players. Albert wearing number 3, Macklin at 6. The only change up is, looks like Evan, I guess I was just told that he forgot his jersey, so he'll be wearing number 12. So I'll have to try to remember that as this goes on here. Other than that, I think we should be good as they start pushing the pucks towards center ice to get them picked up here. Once those are picked up, teams will gather around their goaltender, and we'll get this game underway. We're playing at Gambucci here, arena here in Grand Forks. Elevated viewing for you, but unfortunately I'm right on top of it. Basically straight down is the ice, so when they come close to me, it may get a little distorted as I try to chase the play, but I'll do the best I can. We'll have a pretty good viewing or visual later on as we will be up high and away from the ice at the Shields Arena, which allows me to not have to chase the play as much. I just have to make little movements rather than big sweeping movements. But either way, starting 5 headed to the dot here. Looks like it'll be Jace, Eli, and Carter with Tucker and Caleb at defense. Here we go. Players are set. Goalies appear to be set. Puck is down. We're underway. One back by the Aviators. Comes to Tucker. Tucker sends one through the middle. Gets it over to Eli. Eli down the far side. Tried to backhand one out front. Carter will come over and pick it up. He tried to send one back out to Tucker, but West Fargo stole that one away and they'll skate it forward. They'll bring it in to the Aviators end, just dump it into the far side. Picked up by Caleb Jacoby behind his own net. Cuts through the middle. Gets past a couple West Fargo players, trying to get by another. Still with control. Skates it down. Brings it into the zone. Cuts to the middle. Shot sent off. Glove saved by the West Fargo goaltender. Jace tried to wrap that one around. Hands it off to Carter in the corner. Carter goes down. Loses control of that one. Picked up by West Fargo. They'll try to send it to the middle. This one will split the D. Arm up. Looks like we'll get an icing call here on West Fargo and head back down to their end for faceoff. Fresh legs coming up for the Aviators. That'll be Soren, Macklin, and Porter playing forward. It'll be Teeny and Albert at defense. Looks like Soren's going to take the faceoff here. He has Porter to his left and Macklin to his right. This one pushed to the far side wall. Chase for this one. West Fargo will get there first. They'll try to get this one out in the neutral zone, and they will, but the Aviators able to push it right back in. Albert sends it down into the near side corner. West Fargo will get on it first. Soren applying the pressure, trying to steal this one away. It's run around to the far side, picked up by Albert. Albert sends one on net. Goaltender kicks it into the corner. Soren pushes one towards the middle. Puck along the boards. West Fargo's going to try to chip this one out. Teeny trying to keep it in, but looks like it will come on the neutral zone. Picked up here by Macklin. He'll try to get around to West Fargo defender. Gets to the far side, pushes into the zone. Comes back to Albert. He tries to bat one in. It'll come up to Soren. He'll skate it in. Gets swallowed up by some defenders, but does get a shot off. The goaltender makes the save. Goes into the corner. Corner centering pass comes out the blue paint, but cleared out by West Fargo. Kept in for the moment by Albert. Comes over to Macklin. He'll push this one down deeper in the far side corner. Trying to work it out front. It almost came loose to Porter. Puck loose there in the blue paint along the pipe, but couldn't quite poke that one in. Stolen away here by Macklin in the corner. He does a nice move, bounces it off behind his back. Got knocked down there, though. Lost control of it a little bit. West Fargo trying to get this one out. They'll send it out to the point. That goes off Aviators, so no icing. Teeny races back to get there first for the Aviators. Was behind the net, stolen away by West Fargo. This one comes out in the high slot. West Fargo with an opportunity. They backhand one over to the wall, though. No shot taken. Now there's a shot sent on, but right into the glove of Sam. He holds on. We'll get a face-off. 12:24 remaining first period. Aviators kind of dominating the first few minutes here. Only getting 2 recorded shots on net. Looks like Eli will take the face-off. He's got Grady and Evan out there with him now. Sends it up to Evan along the boards. Evan gets out in the neutral zone. West Fargo sends it back in. It'll be picked up by Caleb. He's got Tucker out there as his defensive pair. Caleb goes behind the net, sends it up the wall, gets to Grady. Grady skates this one forward, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Grady down the left side, trying to get it over to his teammate. Tried to get a shot off, went behind the net with it, still has control of it. Turns, high slot, shots it on. That goaltender makes the save. Another attempt gets pushed just wide. Grady in the corner, makes a nice move, feeds it out front. Nice little one-timer off Eli's stick, but West Fargo goaltender with a big skate save there, keeps it out. Here's a shot from Caleb, bouncing puck, gets through everybody, but just goes wide. Grady backhands one out to Tucker at the blue line. He just decides to dump it in. West Fargo clears it out. Aviators send it in a little bit early there, and we get an offsides call. A little chirping here from the parents on the Aviator side of their own children. Same forwards and defensemen out there for the Aviators as West Fargo brings this one in. Stolen away by Grady. Grady sends it off the glass, comes bouncing out to the blue line, but sent back down deep again. A little back and forth here. Comes out in the neutral zone. Evan racing to get this one, but West Fargo is able to poke it away. Otherwise, Evan would have stolen that one away. It would have been in all alone. This one comes over to Tucker. He sends it off the glass. Comes out in the neutral zone. West Fargo grabs it. They bring it right back in. Cut into the middle, trying to get a shot off. This one's going to roll in, but stopped by Caleb. He bounces one off the wall. West Fargo's able to chip back down the corner. Tucker will come over, try to get this one out. Here's Eli. West Fargo trying to get the puck behind the net, but Caleb comes over and knocks it away. Comes back to Tucker. Tucker loops around in the corner, looking for options. Sends one through the middle. Comes all the way to the far side to Soren. Soren cuts away from one West Fargo player. But Evan got in a little early there before Soren could get the puck in. We get an offsides call and face-off coming right in front of the West Fargo bench. 10:25 remaining here, first period, still 0-0. Aviators with the lead in the shot department, though, right now, 5-1. They have been the more aggressive team as this one's won back by Soren. Tini will come to the near side boards to get this, tries to work it forward. Looks like West Fargo will work it into the Aviators' end. Albert back for the Aviators, but nice job defending there by Tini. Comes loose, gets it to Carter. Carter trying to get past the defense. He's in, shots in on. Goaltender makes the save. West Fargo regains control, and they'll work this one out in the neutral zone. A little bit of speed here, 3-on-1. Albert trying to get back to make it 3-on-2. Does a nice job back-checking, stick lifting. But a shot on net somehow surprises Sam up and over the shoulder, and West Fargo strikes first, making it a 1-0 hockey game. So nice play there by Albert, getting back, stick lifting that puck. Unfortunately, the puck came loose right to a West Fargo player. He was able to get a shot off through traffic. I'm not sure if Sam saw that puck clearly. He was ready for the first shot, but then once the players passed in front of his eye line, I think he may have lost it just a little bit. This one's one back. Tini sends it up, trying to get it to Carter. Does come loose to Carter. He'll push this one into the West Fargo zone. Bouncing puck goes in on net. Goaltender trying to play it here. Hands it off to his defenseman. Jace trying to steal that one away. It comes loose. Knocked down the ice actually by Tini, so this will be no icing. Albert will race back for it. He gets to it in the corner, spins away from one player, sends it up the wall. It'll come to Soren. Soren tries to feed it forward, gets to Jace. Jace works it to the middle. Now into the zone. Hands it off to Carter. Carter shot set on. Beats the goaltender over the glove side, and they tie this game up 1-1 with 9:13 remaining here in this first period. Good teamwork there on the side of the Aviators as they move that puck through the neutral zone, make a pass once inside the zone. Carter's able to take the shot, beat the goaltender, tie this game up 1-1. West Fargo brings in the Aviators' end, works it to the far side, slowing things down, turns, sends one towards the net. That's cleared out of the harm's way by Tucker. Comes loose again. Tucker moves this one in the corner. Now he backhands one up the wall. Looks like he got that one to Evan. Evan lost control of it, though, and West Fargo sends it back in. Tucker with it. Goes behind his own net. Makes a move from one player. Got it stolen away by the next West Fargo player, but they overskate the puck. Now it's picked up by Porter. Porter feeds one to the middle. A little bit too far for Eli there. Eli on the attack, though, trying to steal this one back. West Fargo's able to go D to D. Porter steals it away on the wall. Now picked up by, looks like they're tied up along the boards at the moment. Finally does come loose. West Fargo escape this one out in the neutral zone. Down into the Aviators' end. Tucker slides over, pokes that one away. Now Macklin comes over to help out. Shot sent on, but ends up going behind the net. And it'll be Caleb. Picked up behind the net. Works it to the near side. Ran out of real estate. Turns and goes back the other way. Puts on the brakes. Gets a couple players to overskate. Now he tries to work it through the middle. Lost the handle on that one. Opportunity here for West Fargo. Caleb gets it back. He sends this one out. Arm goes up. Looks like we'll get an icing call here on the Aviators. And we'll head back down into the Aviators' end for a face-off. Aviators struggling there to get the puck out of their own zone. Couldn't set up the breakout very well. Defensemen, both Tucker and Caleb, felt like they didn't have options to try to skate themselves, but chose to skate into a few West Fargo players and were unable to get the puck out. West Fargo keeps this one at the blue line, shots it on through traffic. There goes off of Albert's skate into the corner. Teeny comes over and defends that one. Gets it up to Soren. Soren tries to chip it out. Gets it to Evan. Evan's able to poke it out in the neutral zone. He's a race for it, trying to get there first. Soren will keep it moving the right way, but West Fargo sends it right back down into the Aviators' end. Teeny sends one off the wall. Albert tried to chip it out. West Fargo gets it. There's a West Fargo player all alone in front of our net. Grady comes over to pick him up. Now it comes to Grady. Grady's going to skate this one up. He's got Evan with him. Sends one over to him. A little bit off the mark. West Fargo's able to clear it back out in the neutral zone. Nice play there by Albert, stepping up, stealing that puck away. Now he sends one over to Evan. They get it in the zone, but stolen away. Grady's able to keep it in. He dumps it down in the corner. Evan goes after this one, pins the player against the wall. West Fargo clears it up the wall. It comes to Grady. Grady sends one towards the front of the net. That one gets all the way through, so Soren slides over. This one's sent out into the neutral zone, goes off of Albert's stick. Teeny will chase it down. She'll go behind her own net, puts on the brakes, sends it up the wall, gets it to Soren. Soren trying to chip it up the wall, trying to get to Jace, but couldn't quite get it to him. Albert now in the corner, sends one hard up the wall. It'll come out to the blue line, but not out. Here's Teeny with it. She'll send a hard one off the boards. This one will come out in the neutral zone. West Fargo will get there first. Aviators trying to get this puck back as it's now back into their zone, but Grady chips this one out. It'll go down towards the West Fargo end. Nice move there by the West Fargo defenseman. Slipping away from Jace, but swallowed up. Aviators force a turnover in the neutral zone. Jace down the left side, shots it on. Goaltender makes the save. Leaked out a little bit there, but the defenseman is able to clear that up. And back comes West Fargo through the neutral zone. Nicely defended by Tucker. West Fargo still with the puck, though. Jace comes back on the back check, helping out his defenseman. Here's Tucker. Skating this one forward. Backhands one up. Went off the back of Carter. He gets control of it again down the left side. Shots it on. Goaltender makes the save. West Fargo gathers up the rebound. They try to force one up the middle, but the Aviators are able to snuff that out. Carter along the far side boards. Turns, fires. Bouncing puck. Picked up by Jace. Shot sent on. Goaltender made the save. West Fargo gets control, and they'll try to bring this one out of the zone. Out to the neutral zone. Trying to get through the defense. They send a shot on. Sam blockers that one into the corner. It'll be picked up by Tucker behind his own net. Spins away from a couple West Fargo players. Gets it up to Soren along the wall. Eli tries to backhand one out. Comes out the neutral zone. Soren trying to push this one forward. Down goes both Soren and the West Fargo player. They elected to send it down behind their goaltender. West Fargo going for a change. So Aviators with numbers in the zone at the moment. Tucker tries to keep this one at the blue line. They'll skate it forward. Cuts to the middle. West Fargo gets control. They'll work it into the neutral zone over the red line. Now into the Aviators' end. Pushed into the corner. Caleb will chase after this one. He sends one up the wall. West Fargo seals it off, though. There's a battle for it along the wall. Looks like West Fargo will have control. They send one Centering pass right through everybody all the way to the far side. Comes out to the defenseman. Shots in on through traffic. Sam had to make a big leg save there. Comes loose over to Tucker on the near side. He pushes one forward, trying to hit Carter. That blew past and looks like it'll go for icing. So we'll head back down into the Aviators' end for a face-off. 4:05 remaining here, first period, 1-1 hockey game. Soren, Macklin, and Porter's line will come out. It'll be Teeny and Albert on defense. Soren will take the face-off for the Aviators. Pushed forward by West Fargo, picked up by Albert, though. He goes behind his own net, spins away from one player, loses control of it, but Soren comes over to help out. Macklin will dive down deeper and pick this one up. Overskated that one a little bit. It comes out to the point. West Fargo works it in, tries to get a shot off. That one's blocked by Soren, but West Fargo has control again. Shots in on. Rebound goal, and they make it 2-1. So West Fargo capitalizing on a rebound out front. They're able to take that 1-goal lead once again here in the first period. 3:44 remaining. West Fargo with a 2-1 lead. Soren to take the face-off for the Aviators. He wins this one back, comes to Teeny. Looks like that was a quick offsides there. We're going to whistle and a face-off. Face-off, one back by Soren again. It comes loose to Porter. Porter pushes one out in the middle. He gathers it up again, loses the handle on it, though, and West Fargo has control in the zone. Shots in on, bouncing puck, blocked by Albert. Helping out his goaltender. Spins away from one player, sends it up the wall. Gets it to Porter. Porter tries to bounce it off the wall, does get out in the neutral zone, sent back in by West Fargo. Soren gathers it up, he pushes it forward. Here's Porter behind the defense. Down the near side, works it to the middle, makes a move, shots it on. Goaltender makes the save, puck loose again. Soren couldn't quite get the shot off. He had lots of net to shoot at. West Fargo swallows him up, but Soren in the slot takes a shot, goes off a stick into the corner. Bouncing puck coming out front. Albert's going to try to keep this one in. Looks like West Fargo will bring it out in the neutral zone. About 2.5 minutes to play here. West Fargo down the far side. Backhand sent on. Sam makes the save on that one. Picked up by Porter. Porter bounces one out in the neutral zone. West Fargo sends it back in, but just a little bit off sides, and we get a whistle. And a face-off coming up here. Just outside. Looks like we're going to move this one to center ice. So it'll be Eli, Evan, and Grady as the forwards. Caleb and Tucker as the defensemen. Face off, push forward by the Aviators, brought into the zone. Grady gets past the defenseman, shot sent on. That one whistles just over the top of the net. Eli out of the corner, trying to backhand one up front. That goes behind the net. Grady will go pick it up. He backhands one up the wall, comes to Tucker. Tucker back to Grady. Grady puts on the brakes, turns, fires. Goaltender makes the save. Puck in the corner. Evan goes after it. Now Jace comes in, Eli comes in to help out. Grady trying to steal this puck back. Looks like he will. He feeds it out to the middle, trying to get to Evan. Puck comes loose. Caleb will slide down far side. Backhands one down into the corner. Picked up by Evan. Evan spins away, works it behind the net. Sends one out through the traffic, comes to Caleb. Slap shot sent on in the back of the net. Jacoby from the point with a bomb through traffic, finds the back of the net, ties this game up at 2. So Aviators putting the pressure on, finding the back of the net, tying this game up at 2. We got about 1:41 to play here in this first period. Face-off controlled by West Fargo on the far side. This one sent up the wall into the zone. It'll be picked up by Caleb. He elects to go backwards. Backhands one up the wall. West Fargo steal this one away. They send it out front. Sam kicks that one away. West Fargo sends another shot on there, but stopped by Caleb. Now it's Tucker. He tries to chip one out to the blue line, but not out. Picked up by Tucker. Excuse me. Sent out. It'll be picked up by Evan now. He works it down the far side into the zone. Sends a shot on. Goaltender makes a save. Rebound. Puck still loose. Ref is on top of it looking for it. Not sure where it is. Looks like it's behind the net. Goaltender thinks it's underneath him. Comes out to Teeny. That one goes through her leg zone out in the neutral zone. Tucker off to retreat to grab this one. Tucker fires one over to Grady. Grady down the near side, trying to send one to the middle. That went off a skate. They bring it in. Grady trying to get around a couple players here. Slips past a couple. Lost the handle on it. West Fargo gets control, but Soren comes over to help out. West Fargo trying to get this one out. It comes bouncing over to Evan on the far side. He turns, still has control of it. Tries to slip past one player, but nice shot by Albert to keep it in for the moment. It does come out in the neutral zone, but Albert turns it right back. It's up to Evan. Loose puck here. Pinballing around. It gets sent down into the West Fargo end. Grady will chase after this. West Fargo goes for a change, so there's a 5-on-2 basically in the zone, but that's the end of the first period. 2-2 hockey game. The Aviators leading in the shot department 14-7 after the first period. So back and forth, a little bit of domination at times by Grand Forks. Goaltender playing very well for West Fargo, but the tie hockey game, shots showing 2-1 in favor of the Aviators. At times they were just overwhelming West Fargo, but West Fargo being opportunistic and capitalizing on their shots and rebounds and beating Sam twice, keeping this one tied after one. Coach is talking it over with both teams, making a plan here, little adjustments they need to make, things to clean up. Get ready for the next 15 minutes in the second period. Should be starting here momentarily. I believe the game next weekend, or excuse me, tomorrow afternoon will be the final game for these Aviators before we head to the Detroit Lakes tournament. So they'll have obviously next weekend, Christmas weekend off, and then New Year's on Thursday, and Friday we head down for like a 1:30 afternoon game down in Detroit Lakes. So I'll be televising all of those games in that tournament for that whole weekend. So I know we have one Friday and two Saturday, and then it depends on how you do in your pool, who you play, and what you play for going into Sunday. So I'll get those three added up here probably tomorrow or Monday, so you guys will know what times we play at, when to look out for the live streams. That one's sent in offsides. We'll get a face off. Only 4 teams in the whole tournament, so it's. I know we start out against Bismarck, and then I think we actually play the other Grand Forks B1 team, and then we play Detroit Lakes, and those are the only 4 teams in the tournament. So top 2 teams after pool play will probably play each other, and the bottom 2 will probably play each other on Sunday, and that'll be basically it. This one's sent out front by Soren. Sent out to the blue line, goes off a teeny stick, so no icing. Albert's going to chase after this one. Down into his own zone. He gets checked into the corner, no call. West Fargo sends it up to the point. Shot through traffic, comes in on Sam, but right into his glove. He holds on, and we'll get a face off. Oh, it'll be Eli, Porter, and Macklin out there for the Aviators at forward. Tucker and Caleb on defense. This one in the corner will be picked up by Eli. He'll send this one out into the center ice, but dumped right back in by West Fargo. Picked up by Caleb. He's going to go behind his own net. Takes a look, uses the net. Tries to get through a couple West Fargo players. Stolen away, though, and West Fargo's able to keep it in. They dump it back down in. Tucker will grab it in the corner. They'll send it up the wall, but sealed off by West Fargo. They send one towards the net. Sam makes the save on that one. Tried to hand it off to his defenseman. Another shot sent on. Sam makes the save. Picked up by Caleb. Goes behind his own net. Sends it up the wall. Gets to Porter. Porter chips and goes around the defenseman. It comes out in the neutral zone. Porter steals it away again. Works it to the middle, but stolen away by the defenseman. Porter trying to steal this way, or this one back. It looks like it'll be Macklin. Will steal it back. He turns. Trying to get a shot off here. Doesn't look like it made it to the net. Porter with it. Sends it down below the goal line once again. West Fargo will get control, but Macklin comes over to try to steal that off. West Fargo able to chip it out into the neutral zone. Now down into the Aviators' end. Shot sent on. That one goes behind the net. It'll come over to the near side. West Fargo get on this first. Macklin trying to steal that one away. It comes up to the point. Shot sent on through traffic. Stopped by Tucker. He's going to work this one up. He gets knocked down. Loses control of that one. West Fargo regains control. But chipped out by the Aviators out into neutral ice. West Fargo pushes this one back into the zone. This one will be picked up by Caleb. Caleb trying to send one to the middle. That's off of West Fargo's stick. Picked up by Macklin. He sends it up the wall. Trying to get it to Eli a little bit too far, though. West Fargo will get control in their own zone. They go behind their own net. Eli pokes this one away. Soren coming off the bench trying to help out. He goes behind the net trying to chase this West Fargo player down. But West Fargo work it out in the neutral zone. Carving through the defense down the near side. Trying to get a shot off. That one hit the side of the net. Big hit behind the net. Shot sent on. Cleared out by the Aviators here. It'll come all the way down into the West Fargo end as the clock ticks down to about 12 minutes to play here, second period. At the blue line, Aviators trying to stay on side. They'll bring it in now. It has to be Evan. We're getting around the one defenseman. Has control still. Gets knocked off the puck in the corner. Grady slides over to try to steal this one away. It'll be Soren who steals it away. Comes to Evan. High slot. Shots in on through traffic. Goaltender makes the save. Grady gets out in the corner. He tries to feed one out front. That went off a Soren stick. Comes loose to Evan. Far side. Shot through traffic. Bouncing puck. Goaltender makes the save. West Fargo with it now. They'll skate this one on the neutral zone. If they hurry, 3-on-2. Teeny and Albert, the defenseman. Shot sent on. Sam makes the save. Puck loose. West Fargo gathers it up, trying to get another shot off. Bouncing puck heading towards Sam. Looks like he'll cover this one up, though. And we'll get a face-off in the Aviators' end. 11:21 to go here. Second period, 2-2 hockey game. West Fargo starting to close that gap. They were getting outshot 2-1 after first period, but now it's 16-12. Still in favor of the Aviators, though. Eli looks like he'll take the face-off. He'll be centering Jace and Carter. Teeny and Albert on defense. West Fargo wins control of the face-off. Aviators battle to steal it back, though. Picked up by Jace. Feeds it to the middle. Gets it to Carter. Carter with one man to beat. Gets tripped up. Arm up. Looks like we're going to get a first penalty and a tripping call here on the West Fargo team. So Aviators going on the power play. Face off coming in the West Fargo end. They'll go down a man. Minute 30 will go up on the board. 11:09 to play here, second period. So it'll be Eli, Carter, and Jay Stout. There comes the Tucker. We get a whistle. Not sure what that was about. Oh, we didn't have the time up on the board, so we'll have to reset and do it again. We'll pretend like that never happened. Oh, Eli to take the face off. Wins this one over to Carter along the boards. Carter shoots. Goaltender makes a save with his mask. Puck comes up to Caleb. Shot sent on, but right into the glove of the goaltender, and we'll get a whistle. And a face off again here in the West Fargo end. Oh, Eli to take the face off. Wins this one over the wall. Carter will gather it up. He pushes it down below the goal line. West Fargo gets on this one right away, but Eli steals it away. Comes loose to Jace. Jace turns, puts one towards the front of the net. Carter tries to poke at the rebound. Eli sends it over in the corner. Carter will chase after this one. West Fargo pushes up the wall. Tucker steps up, but couldn't quite keep that one in. Comes out in the neutral zone where Caleb will have to retreat into his own zone to grab it. West Fargo player all over him. Puts on the brakes, spins away from him. Caleb skates this one forward. Push to the middle, gets it up to Carter. Carter tips it into the zone. West Fargo gets control. Carter will steal this one away, though. Chips it down the wall. Eli will try to steal this puck back behind the net. West Fargo carving through the Aviators at the moment. Gets this one on the neutral zone. Caleb steps up, stolen away. Puck back and forth here in front of us. Here's Eli, skating it forward, works it to the far side. Brings it into the zone. Tries to send one to the middle where Carter was waiting. Eli steals this back. Now Carter. Carter works to the front of the net. Backhand sent on. Goaltender makes the save. Another chance for Carter. Carter loses an edge. Down he goes. Jace tried to get a shot off as well. Only about 6 seconds to go on the power play here for the Aviators. Comes loose to Tucker on the far side. He makes a move. Gets around one. Skates this one forward. And that'll be offsides as the Aviators were changing in the zone there. Unfortunately, as you can see over there, one door is on each side of the blue line. Aviators changing inside the zone there. And we get an offsides call. So it'll be, it looks like Soren, Macklin, and Porter coming out. Soren will take the face off. Teeny and Albert on defense. Push to the far side. Teeny will skate up. She gets it to the blue line, dumps it in. Aviators go on the attack. Macklin goes behind the net, tries to steal this one away. Puck comes loose, comes out to Teeny. Teeny shoots through traffic. Goaltender kicks that one in the corner, picked up by Porter. He sends one towards the front, gets it to Macklin. Macklin, wraparound attempt. No goal there. Puck underneath the goaltender, and we get a whistle. And we'll get a face off in this West Fargo end. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go, second period. 2-2 between the Aviators and the Stampede. Shot shown in favor of the Aviators, 19-12. Soren pushes that one forward. West Fargo gets control. Lost it in the corner, though. Macklin comes over and backhands one over to the near side corner. Porter will chase this one down along the wall. He backhands one towards the net. West Fargo trying to chip this one out. Albert stepped up, but West Fargo gets around, and down they go. Teeny, the lone defenseman, back. Trying to get around her. Shots it on. Sam tried to glove that one, but bounced away. West Fargo tries to take a shot. This one comes loose to Macklin. Macklin trying to get through a few West Fargo players. He still has control down the far side. Spins away, tries to give it off to his defenseman. That one sneaks out into the neutral zone. Teeny trying to steal it back. West Fargo will bring it into the Aviators' end. Centering pass off the mark there for West Fargo, and Porter's able to chip it out to the blue line, but not out. West Fargo keeps it in, works it down the sidewall. Centering pass, that comes to Sam. He covers it up, and we get a whistle. So 8:16 to go here, second period. Aviators had an opportunity there on the power play, but couldn't quite beat the goaltender, so we stay tied 2-2. Looks like it'll be Eli, Evan, and Grady at forward, Tucker and Caleb at defense. This one's stolen away by Grady right off the face-off. He'll skate it forward. It has a couple of West Fargo players all over him. They win that battle, steal it away, but a nice job by Eli is able to steal that one away, pushes it forward. Battle for it along the wall. Eli comes away with it. Down low, feeds it out front. Goes off a couple bodies out front, ends up going behind the net. West Fargo gets on it, but Eli trying to steal that off. It comes loose out to the point to Tucker. Bounced off of his stick. West Fargo skate this one back. Caleb did a nice job of getting back, setting up just in case. Shot sent on, steered away by Sam. Tucker tries to send it up the wall. Grady comes back down to help out, steals that one away. Grady rings it up to the point. Evan tried to steal it away. He does just as the player is about to shoot it, but West Fargo's able to keep it in. Bouncing puck comes loose to Evan. He turns, skates it out in the neutral zone, but has it stolen away right away. Arm goes up, so like a Looks like a power play coming for West Fargo here on a roughing call on Evan here as he'll head to the box for the next minute 30. Not sure if that kid did something to him previously or whatever, but he sure seemed like he was trying to get retaliation for something. Either way, he gets caught, put in the box for the next minute 30, and it's a 5-on-4 power play for the Stampede. 7:18 remaining here, second period. It'll be Soren and Jace as forwards out there. Shots in on, big blocker save there by Sam. The Albert and Tini at defense. This one shot on, goes wide. West Fargo goes to the far side. They'll gather this one up first. Off the corner, they feed it to the middle. Splits through everyone. Soren's going to come over and try to steal this away. Shot sent on, but got blocked. It'll end up going to the far side. Aviators try to poke this one out, but West Fargo keeps it in. Comes loose to Soren on the near side. He sends one off the wall. Comes up to the blue line, but not out. They're able to send it back down in. Albert will grab this one in the corner. Sends it up the wall, but goes off a West Fargo skate. Sent through the middle there. Defended nicely by Tina, and it eventually comes out into the neutral zone. West Fargo actually have to retreat in their own end to get this one. They go D to D. Jay's trying to steal this one away. West Fargo with control, though. It's played there at the blue line. Stolen away by Jace. Turns, fires one, sends one just wide of the net. About 30 seconds left to go on the power play for the Stampede. Jace steals this one away in the corner. Slips away from one West Fargo player. Skates it behind the net, spins, feeds it out front. Puck comes loose out to the blue line where Albert will keep this one in. Gets it back down to Eli. He backhands one in the corner. Aviators going for a change. Out comes Carter. Aviators still down a man for the next 8 seconds here as Carter tries to dig this one away. West Fargo will have control of it. Comes loose out in the neutral zone. Picked up by Caleb. Caleb backhands one up the wall, but Aviators still down a man as they just get their player out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5, but a chance here for West Fargo. Bouncing puck sent in on Sam. He holds on, covers up, and we're going to face off. 5:40 remaining here, second period. Back to 5-on-5 hockey in a 2-2 hockey game. Eli to take the face off. Macklin to his left. Porter to his right. Tucker and Caleb at defense. Porter steals this one out of the group. Skates it forward, trying to get this one out. Looks like he'll kick it out. This will be a race down into the West Fargo end. Porter trying to steal this one away. West Fargo gets there first. They turn, fire one up, but stolen away here by Macklin in the high slot. Works it to the far side. Spins away from one man. Loses his edge. Sent out to the blue line, but brought back in. Tucker was just a little bit outside of the blue line. Couldn't quite keep that one in. So we get offsides calling a face-off coming in front of the Aviators bench. Eli to take the face-off for the Aviators. That one won back by the Aviators. Comes to Tucker. Tucker feeds it forward, trying to get it up to Macklin. That one off the skate, though. West Fargo has control in their own zone. They backhand one up towards the blue line. Caleb trying to keep it in, but West Fargo skates it out. Down the near side. Nice job by Porter to get back, help out his defenseman. Poke that one away. Slowed down the rush for the West Fargo Stampede. Battle for it along the boards here. West Fargo's able to send it down in. It'll go behind the net where it's picked up by Tucker. Tucker sends one off the wall. Comes up to Porter along the boards. Porter skates this one forward. Bounces one around the defenseman. Porter still trying to bring it forward. Looks like it got knocked away. Battle for it here. It comes back down in the Aviators' end. West Fargo skates it in. Shot sent on. Big glove save there by Sam. Holds on. We're going to face off. So 4.5 minutes to play here. Second period. 2-2 hockey game. Face off coming in the Aviators' end. Both teams sending out full new lines. Looks like we have Soren's line coming out. He'll have Evan Grady with him. Teeny and Albert back on defense. Soren to take the face off. Face off one towards the net. Comes through all the way. Teeny goes over in the corner to grab this one. Sends one up the wall. Gets it to Grady. Grady chips it out of the zone. West Fargo has to regroup. They send it back forward to the blue line and into the zone. Teeny steps up. Steals it away. West Fargo looks like they're going to... Oh, it looks like Teeny won that battle. Shots in on by West Fargo, though, into the near side corner. Picked up by Albert. Albert slips one man. Skates it forward. Has it poked away from him. Teeny steps up. Here's a chance for West Fargo. Shot sent on. Big save by Sam. Evan gathers it up. He'll chip it up forward, trying to get it up to Grady. Does. Grady cuts the middle. Trying to get a shot off. Sent in the back of the net. And the Aviators take the 3-2 lead with just under 4 minutes to play. Nice little play there by Evan and Grady. Stretching the ice a little bit. Grady able to finish off that quality scoring chance with a goal and giving the Aviators their first lead of the game. Soren's line, Soren comes out again with Evan and Grady. Still Albert and Teeny on defense. Face off, won by West Fargo. They bring this one into the zone. Down the far side, feeds it to the middle. Shots it on, Sam makes a save, rebound, puck still loose. Still in the blue paint, it still comes loose to the near side, picked up by Evan and cleared out of harm's way. He'll skate this one out, chips it into the zone. He gets knocked down, no call on that one. Grady chases after it, he stops that pass. Looks like Grady steals it away, trying to feed it out front, gets a shot off. That one hit the side of the net. Grady with it still in the far side corner. Comes out to the point where Teeny keeps it in. Gets up to Grady. Grady slips away from another man. Shots it on. Goaltender makes the save. Uses his head. Grady trying to feed it out to the point. Comes out to Albert. Albert slides down. Shots in on. Good shot there, but right into the belly of the goaltender. And we'll get a face-off here in the West Fargo end. So 3 minutes, 6 seconds to go. The Aviators leading 3-2. It'll be Eli to take the face-off. He's got Carter to his left, Jace to his right. Tucker and Caleb at defense. Down the sidewall. Eli sends it behind the net. Carter will chase after this. Far corner. West Fargo will get there first. West Fargo sends it over to the near side. Picked up along the wall, sent out to the point, but kept in by Caleb. Caleb sends it down to Eli. West Fargo trying to chip this one out. They'll send it up to the blue line. Get it out in the neutral zone. It'll come loose to Tucker. He turns at his own blue line. Feeds one up to Carter. A little bit off of the mark there, and West Fargo's able to turn it back, but comes back to Tucker. He sends it over the near side. Finds Jace. Jace chips this one in. Eli will chase after it. Eli down in the corner. Backhands one out front for Jace. Puck comes loose. Picked up by Tucker. Tucker shots it on. Goes just wide. Eli behind the net. Feeds one out front. That goes off the goaltender stick. Picked up by Carter. Shots it on. Goaltender makes another big save. Stampede goalie coming up big here for his team as the Aviators put the pressure on. West Fargo able to get it out and down into the Aviators' end now. It's swallowed up right away, though. Comes out to the point. Sent on. Guy all alone out front. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. Tucker sends it up the wall. Gets it to Carter. Carter slips through a couple of players. Trying to get it up to Eli. West Fargo backhands it back towards the Aviators' end. Tucker sends it up the wall. West Fargo still with control, though. Down into the Aviators' end. Caleb stops that puck from getting to Sam. Sends one over to Jace. Jace sends it up to Carter. Carter gets this one out in the neutral zone. West Fargo steals it away, though. Sent over to the far side to the player coming off the bench. Trying to get through the defense. Tucker swallows that one up, but West Fargo still with control. Caleb trying to poke it away. Shots and on. Sam makes the save. Picked up by Soren. Soren will skate this one forward. Chips it out of the zone. Gets it up to Macklin, who came off the bench. Tries to slip around the defenseman. Soren follows it up, picks it up, though. Trying to feed it out front as we're under a minute left here in the second period. Porter behind the net with it. He sends one off the goaltender's pad. Macklin tried to get a shot off. Goaltender stretched his leg out and was able to save that one. And West Fargo clears the zone here, but stolen away by the Aviators as they bring it right back in. Soren pushes this one down in the corner. Steals it away behind the net, but lost control of it. And West Fargo will turn this one forward as we're down to about 30 seconds to go, second period. Stampede trying to split the D. Albert did a nice job forcing them wide. They send one out front. Shot sent on. Didn't look like it made it to the net. Picked up by Teeny. Teeny with some space. Lost the handle on that one. West Fargo battle for it here. Smart play by the Stampede. They're getting their player off quickly, so it wasn't offside. We got about 2 seconds here. Soren trying to get a shot off, but unable to, and that's the end of the second period. So 3-2 lead for the Aviators. They lead 23-18 in shot department after 2, and it looks like we are going to get some fresh ice. So we're going to take a 10-15 minute break as we get some fresh ice here. So hopefully you can stick around with us, and we'll be back in a short bit for this final period. See which team wants it more. It's a nail biter as of right now. We'll see you in about 10. All right, here we go. Back for the third period. Players are on the ice getting warmed up to get ready for this third period. We got a tight one here. 3-2 Aviators trailing a couple times, but finding a way to take the lead there in the second period. They have a 1-goal lead as we got 15 minutes to play. They lead on in the shot department 23-18 currently. But they have some work to do. West Fargo will give a push here for sure in this third period. Aviators are going to have to do well defensively, but keep the pressure on. Keep trying to score those goals. Don't sit down and go into a prevent defense. Got to keep pushing the pressure, giving it back to West Fargo here as they for sure are going to put the pressure on the Aviators here, getting West Fargo getting some good goaltending out of their goaltender. Both goalies playing very well. The Aviators can sneak one in the back of the net here early. That would bode well for them here in the third period. Maybe get West Fargo to collapse a little bit, but we'll find out here as Eli's going to take the face off. He's got Jace, I believe, over on the far side, and Carter on the near side. It'll be Tucker and Caleb at defense. West Fargo wins the face-off. They bring it in the Aviators' end. High slot, shot sent in. That one sneaks past Sam. Bouncing puck finds the back of the net. And just like that, we have a tie game again. Just 8 seconds into the third period. Oh, an unfortunate bounce for the Aviators, but a fortunate bounce there for the Stampede as they tie this game up early in this third period, making it 3-3. So reset at center ice. We'll do it again here. Face off. One back controlled by the Aviators, but getting caught by the water monster there. Both teams having to deal with it there at center ice. This one pushed forward by Jace down into the West Fargo end. West Fargo getting on it first. Jace trying to get back on his feet and get the stick in his hands. Eli trying to steal it away in the corner. This one will get sent up to the point. Gets caught by the water monster once again. Backhanded out to the blue line. Kept in by Caleb. He'll send it down the wall. Gets it to Jace. Jace off out of the corner. Tries to feed one off the side of the net. Here's a shot sent on, but right into the stomach of the goaltender. And we're going to face off in the West Fargo end. Nice shot there by Jace. Couldn't quite beat the goaltender. And we're going to face off. Soren's line will come out. He's got Macklin and Porter with him. It'll be Albert and Teeny at defense. Soren takes the face off, wins it over to Porter, comes back to Teeny. Teeny skates it over to the near side. Takes a shot, sent in. Soren tried to get a stick on that. Goaltender kicked into the corner. Soren steals this one away behind the net. West Fargo will kick it over into the corner. They'll gather it up. They'll try to send it to the middle, but defended nicely by Porter. West Fargo does get it out in the neutral zone. Nice stick there by Albert. The West Fargo player was behind the defense, but Albert was able to stop the pass. West Fargo feeds one out front. Macklin steals it away. Teeny trying to defend. Puck loose. Opportunity here for West Fargo. They push away. Puck loose. Still comes over to the wall. Picked up by Porter. Shots in on there by West Fargo. Teeny comes over to the wall trying to steal this one away. It comes loose to Macklin. Goes off a skate. Picked up by Soren out to the point. West Fargo pushes it back down low. Teeny pushes up the wall. Gets to Macklin. Comes back out to the defenseman. Soren backhands one out in the neutral zone. West Fargo retreat and pick this one up. They try to send up the wall, but stolen away by Soren. Soren fires one. Goes off the skate. Ends up going behind the net. Porter tries to steal this one away. West Fargo with it. They'll skate this one forward. Aviators getting a change at D. Albert and Caleb will be the two defensemen back. Albert defending nicely. Forces him into the corner. Caleb comes over to help out. Puck comes loose. Comes to Albert. He'll go behind his net. Lost the handle on that one. West Fargo ties him up. They try to feed one up front. They get a shot off. That hit the side of the net. Another shot off. Sam makes the save on. Picked up by Eli. Skated forward, but stolen away by West Fargo. West Fargo with a little bit more jump than the Aviators at the moment, but here comes the Aviators. Porter trying to feed it through the middle. Stolen away by West Fargo. They turn it right back into the zone. Working on Caleb. Shot sent on. Saved by Sam. Tucker gets a pocket pick. West Fargo with control still. They're trying to get this shot sent on. Sam slides over, makes the save. Gets a whistle, and we'll get a face-off. Oh, West Fargo really closing the gap in the shot department. It's now 24-24. And they have tied the game up here in the third period as we sit 3-3 with about 12-18 to go. Eli to take the face off. Grady along the wall off of his stick. Shots in on. That comes to Sam. He holds on. We'll reset and do it again. So Evan and Grady are the wings on this line with Eli. Comes loose to Grady along the wall. He sends one up the wall. Comes up to the point. West Fargo keeps it in. Shots in on. To the far side. Picked up by Caleb. Caleb spins away. Lost the handle. Comes loose to Tucker behind the net. Tucker skates it back to the far side. Gets through a couple players. Skates this one forward. Cuts to the middle. Lost the handle on that one. Feeds it up to Grady. Grady will bring this one in. Gets swallowed up by 3 West Fargo players, but Grady feeds it forward. Gets it to Eli. Eli trying to get past the last guy. Stolen away by West Fargo. They'll ring it around. It'll come over to Caleb, but a player coming off the West Fargo bench steals it away. But an offsides call as Evan couldn't quite keep that one out of the zone. And we get a whistle and a face-off coming in front of the Stampede bench. 11:29 remaining here. Third period, 3-3 hockey game. Tied up in score and in the shot department. Soren will take this face-off. He's got Jace to his right, Carter to his left. Pushed forward by West Fargo here. Teeny stepped up, trying to knock that away. Albert comes over to try to seal that off. They get a shot off, but it goes wide. Teeny battling in the corner, comes loose. Looks like it'll be to Jace. Jace will skate this one forward, out of the zone. He's got Soren with him. Cuts it to the middle, gets around the defense. Trying to get around the last one, but stolen away by West Fargo. Battle for it behind the net. Jace comes over to grab it. He gets knocked down in the corner. Carter trying to steal this one away. Tied up in the corner. It looks like it's Jason Carter in there for the Aviators. West Fargo pulls it loose. They send it up. Gets it to Soren. West Fargo steals it away again. They're going to send this one up again, but off the skate of Carter. Jace digs it loose. Gets it knocked off of his stick. Battle for it still along the boards here. Comes up to the point. Kept in by Albert. Albert fires one. Goes pretty wide, but bounces off the back of the net. Sent back up to the point. Albert's going to try to keep it again. Does a nice job of doing that, but West Fargo has control. Arm goes up. Looked like a tripping call coming on Albert here. And the Aviators will go on the penalty kill. So face-off coming down in the Aviators' end. Albert will head to the bench. Minute 30. Power play opportunity here for the Stampede. Eli to take the face-off. He's got Macklin as his winger. Tucker and Caleb on defense. Face-off push forward here. Controlled by West Fargo. They set up, shoot right into the glove of Sam. Will reset and do it again. Just over 10 minutes to play. Face off, controlled by the Aviators. Caleb spins around, comes over behind his own net. Hands it off to Tucker. Tucker takes a look, slips away from one. Gives it back to Caleb. Caleb loops away from a West Fargo player. Caleb back to Tucker. Tucker feeds it up to Macklin. West Fargo steals it away at the blue line. They send it over to the far side. Defenseman comes over and grabs it, takes a shot through traffic. Bouncing puck out front. Tipped over the shoulder of Salmon into the back of the net, and a power play goal for the Stampede, and they regain the lead here in the third period. So 4-3 lead here for the Stampede with 9:36 to play. Eli to take the face-off. Macklin and Porter out there with him. Tucker and Caleb still on defense. Porter trying to get a handle on this one. Comes loose, comes to Macklin. He skates it into the West Fargo end. Trying to go around the defenseman. Sets up in the corner. Slips away from a couple of players. Lost the handle on that, but stolen away there by Eli. Eli in the corner. Trying to feed this one back out front, but it goes to the far corner. Porter gets on it. He keeps in the zone. Comes loose to Macklin. Macklin pushes one behind the net. West Fargo trying to get on this one. It comes loose. Shot sent on. Big save there by the Stampede goaltender as Eli fired a quick shot on net. Caleb slides up, trying to keep this one in. Macklin will keep it down low. It comes right to Eli, but lost the handle on it. West Fargo will bring this one out in the neutral zone. Down the far side, Caleb gets back, knocks it away. West Fargo slows it down. They decide to dump it in. Tucker will gather this one up behind his own net. Takes a look. Slips around one player. Splitting the D here. Skating it forward still. Hands it off to Porter. Porter brings it forward, but lost the handle on that one. Macklin trying to steal this one away, but West Fargo brings it back. Stolen away by Porter. Porter sends it over to Macklin. Macklin into the zone. Down the left side. Sends a shot behind the net. Soren gathers it up in the far corner. Sends one through the middle. That one comes all the way out to Tucker. Tucker spins. Lost the hand on that one. West Fargo gets out to the blue line, but not out. But now into the neutral zone. Picked up by Caleb. Right in front of the Aviators bench. West Fargo steals this one away. Tucker. Brought in. Shot sent on. Big save there by Sam. Another attempt. He gets a glove on it. Holds on. And we'll get a face-off. A little pushing and shoving. A couple players didn't hear the whistle. And we'll get a face-off in the Aviators' end. So 7:53 to play. Aviators trailing 4-3 now after heading into the period, leading 3-2. It'll be Soren at center. He's got Evan and Grady out there with them, or with him. Bettini and Albert on defense. Puck comes out to the point. West Fargo shot through traffic. It goes off the back of Teeny. Fed out front, but stolen away by Albert. He'll skate this to the far side, feeds it up to Evan. Evan will skate this one forward over the red line. Grady slows up at the blue line. Evan brings it in. Evan down the far side. Got the puck stolen away. West Fargo gathers it up in the corner. Sent out to the point. Albert sends a shot on. Bouncing puck goes wide and into the near side corner. West Fargo trying to get this one out of the zone. Grady stopping that. Comes bouncing out. Here's an opportunity for West Fargo as it jumped over Albert's stick. Teeny racing back, trying to steal this puck away. Slows the player down. Shot sent on, goes off the side of the net. West Fargo feeds it out front. Couple opportunities, but stolen away by Albert here. Toe picked a little bit, trying to get control but from his knees. Makes a nice pass, gets it out in the neutral zone. Clears his zone. Comes back in, though, picked up by Grady. Grady trying to get through a couple players. West Fargo sends it over to the far side right from the Aviators bench. Albert steps up. Lost the hand on that one, but stays with it. Gets it up to Grady. Grady brings it in the zone. Down the middle, trying to get a shot off. Slips around a couple players. Lost the handle on it. Teeny slides up, trying to keep this one in. West Fargo's able to get it out, but Albert does a nice job to defend there. West Fargo does get into the zone. Comes to Soren. Soren trying to slip away, but lost the handle on it. They feed it out front. Nobody home. Picked up by Evan. Evan skates this one out of the zone. Down the far side. It's sealed off by a couple West Fargo players. Battle for it. Comes loose to Soren, but West Fargo steals it away, and they'll skate this one out 2-on-2. Caleb and Tucker back. Stolen away, but bounced off Tucker's stick. Shot sent on. Sam makes a big save. Puck still loose in the slot. West Fargo gets another shot off. Push wide. Picked up by Caleb. Goes behind his own net. Sends one up the wall. Gets it up to Carter. Carter trying to get control of it. Sends it out to the point. This one chipped out by Eli. It goes down in the West Fargo end. Looks like it'll go for icing, so we'll reset back down in the Aviators' end for a face-off. So 5:36 here. Third period. West Fargo with a 1-goal lead. It's 4-3. Eli to take the face-off for the Aviators. He's got Carter and Jace out there with him. Tucker and Caleb at defense. Carter trying to get control of it. The defenseman steps up, trying to keep this one in. Puck still loose along the boards here. A little battle for it. Eli trying to get it out, a little pushing and shoving. Carter tries to poke it out, but West Fargo's able to keep it in, but Carter gets control of it. He'll skate this one out over the red line, down into the West Fargo end. West Fargo gets there first. They send it out to the point, comes to Caleb. Caleb skates this one forward. Gets to the middle, shots it on. Goaltender makes a save, puck loose. Carter couldn't get the rebound. Carter gets on it in the corner, though. In comes Eli to help out. Looks like West Fargo, I thought they were going to be able to chip that one out, but Eli sends it back down low. Sent around the boards. Comes out to Caleb. He keeps it in, sends it up the wall. Now back out to the point, but Aviators able to push it back down in the corner. Picked up by Carter. Couple of players collide in the corner there. Comes loose. Caleb slides up. Loses the handle on that one. West Fargo skate this one on the neutral zone. Tucker, the lone defenseman, back, but a nice job by Jace to get back to help him out. Comes over and steals that one away. West Fargo tries to send one off the side of the net, goes behind. West Fargo gathers up, feeds one through the middle, comes all the way out to the point. Shot sent through traffic. Nice job of trying to get some bodies in front of Sam there, but Sam's able to make the save. Here's Jace, though. Brings it out in the neutral zone. West Fargo's able to chip it back forward. Picked up by Tucker. He got his pocket pick. West Fargo bringing it in the zone. Shot sent on. Sam makes the save. Along the side of the net, looks like Sam got a glove on it. And we're going to face off here in the Aviators' end. So 3:50 to play. Aviators trailing by 1. They got some work to do here in the next 3 minutes. Soren will take the face off. Evan and Grady will be the wingers. Teeny and Albert at defense. Soren pushes this one forward. West Fargo gets control. They backhand one down low. It comes loose to Soren again. He sends it off the wall, but gets tied up. Down he goes. A couple players hitting the ice there. Battle for it along the boards. West Fargo's able to push it down below the goal line where Albert grabs it. He gets it knocked off of his stick. West Fargo gets control. They try to feed one out front. That goes off Grady's stick, comes to the point. Shot sent on, but blocked by Grady. Comes back out to the point. Player lost an edge. Here's Evan down the near side. Nice job by Stampede to get back there and help out their defenseman. Now they have an opportunity to turn it into a 2-on-1. Albert hurrying back, trying to slow the player down. Can't quite get control of that. Big save by Sam. Kicks that rebound out way far. Out in the neutral zone, they push it down into the West Fargo end. Evan will be the first one there. He gets tied up right away by a West Fargo player. Actually, a couple of them. Soren comes in to help out. He backhands one towards the front. Albert will slide down, but we get a whistle here. Looks like Evans getting called for something here. So Aviators might be going down a man, unless they're taking one from each side. Well, now they're not even putting anyone in the box, so I really don't know what's going on. Okay, so they're taking one from West Fargo. Looks like they will be taking one from the Aviators, so matching penalty. Should stay 5-on-5. And we'll get a face off down in the Stampede end here. So they'll sit for a minute 30. They'll get released on the first whistle after a minute 30 has elapsed. We stay 5-on-5. 2:44 to play, third period. Aviators trailing by 1. Tucker from the point, shot sent on, goes off the goaltender, puck loose into the corner, picked up by Macklin. He backhands one over to the far side. Picked up by Porter. West Fargo steals that one away. Eli comes over to help out, though. Keeps it in the zone, pushes it down low. Here's Porter coming out of the corner. Trying to work it out front. Spins, fires one. Eli got a shot off, but it looked like it went off the skate behind the net once again. Picked up by Eli. He feeds one off a skate. Comes loose to West Fargo. They'll dump this one down. Let's see. Icing on this one, so we'll reset back down in the West Fargo end. 2:11 to play here. Aviators still trailing by 1. They got some work to do here. We'll have to keep an eye on the coaches, see if they elect to go for a timeout and pulling the goalie here in the next 30 to 40 seconds, I would assume. Soren will take the face off. Carter to his left. Jace to his right. Teeny and Albert on defense. Tied up at the dot. Stolen away by Soren. Soren pushes one towards the net, but blocked. West Fargo trying to get this one out. Comes to Teeny at the point. She sends one towards the net. That one ends up going behind the net. Jace comes over to try to steal it away. West Fargo sends it up the wall. Bouncing puck over Albert's stick. Comes out in the neutral zone. Teeny comes over to help out. Sends one over to the near side wall. Carter comes back in his own zone. Tries to send this one out, but kept in by West Fargo. They backhand one to the middle. Picked up by Jace. Jace feeds it forward. Gets it to Soren. He gets swallowed up right away. Shouldered off the puck there a little bit. And out in the neutral zone. Carter sends it forward. That one chipped into the Aviators bench, so we're going to face off at center ice, looks like. Well, minute 29 to play here, third period. Timeout called by the Aviators. They're going to discuss what they want to do here for the next minute and a half. They trail by a goal, so we'll see if coaches elect to pull the goaltender if they can win the face-off and get the puck down into the West Fargo end. You usually want to pull the goalie when you have possession of the puck and headed the other way away from your defensive zone, but all depends on the timing and the situation as well. Face-off coming at center ice should force them to keep Sam in net until they at least get the puck and get it down into the West Fargo end. Aviators will have the one-man advantage once they get Sam off the ice. Have to play smart, though. Can't have everybody chasing the same puck. Leaving breakout options for West Fargo. West Fargo came storming back in the shots department as they lead now 33-25. Aviators were out shooting them in that first period 2-1. But West Fargo finding a couple extra gears, tying the game up, and then taking the lead back here in the third period. They're going to try to defend this one-goal lead. Aviators are going to look to tie it up. Soren will take the face-off. Porter and Macklin out there with him. Tucker and Caleb at defense. West Fargo controls the face-off, but stolen away. Comes loose, back to Caleb. Caleb skates it forward. Cutting through the defense, gets in the zone. Sam heads off the ice. Extra skater comes out for the Aviators. Caleb behind the net. Skates all the way around. Spins away from a couple players. Trying to get this puck out front. Backhands one. Comes loose. Out to the blue line. Kept in by Tucker. Tucker sends a bouncing puck towards the net. Carter got a stick on that one. Goaltender was able to make the save. Carter with it off the boards. Trying to feed it out front. Looks like we had a little clock issue as it just started, so we still got a minute 20 to play here. Carter gets taken down. It comes loose to Tucker. He sends one towards the net. Picked up by West Fargo. They'll come out of the zone. Sent in early by Caleb there. And we'll get a face-off just outside the Stampede zone here as we're down to about 58 seconds to play in the third period. West Fargo still with the goal lead. Aviators out there with 6 skaters, no goaltender in net. Face-off one back by West Fargo. They'll chip it back out in the neutral zone. Albert slides up. Keeps it at the blue line, but West Fargo steals it away. Teeny comes over to try to get this puck. West Fargo pushes it forward. Battle for it along the boards. Comes loose, picked up by Albert. Albert trying to skate it forward, gets swallowed up. Not a lot of room to work. Now it starts to spread out. Eli hands it over to Carter. Carter turns, has it off, knocked off of his stick, but Eli picks it up. Eli skates it forward. Offsides there. Grady went in just a little bit early. We're going to face off just outside the West Fargo end. 28 seconds to play here. Aviators still down by 1. Eli to take the face off. Push forward into the zone. West Fargo clears it out. They'll dump this one down all the way. No ice as it went off an Aviators player. Picked up by Teeny. 20 seconds to play. She sends one off the wall. That goes off a West Fargo stick all the way down. Down goes Grady. Picked up by Evan behind the net. About 10 seconds. Evan with it. Spins. Trying to get one out front. He gets bumped off the puck, but he stays with it. About 2 seconds. 1 second to go, and that's the end of this one. West Fargo pulls off the victory, and the Aviators fall here in the first game of this. First game of 2 here on a Saturday. So 4-3 loss here for the Aviators. They trailed a few times, found a way to get the lead headed into the third period, but gave up one just 8 seconds in, and then another one to give West Fargo the lead midway through that third period, and the Aviators could not find a way to tie it up, and that's the way we end 4-3. So we have one more game today. We'll be down in Fargo at 4:30, I believe. It is posted on the Facebook group. There is an event, so just follow that to get to the link. We appreciate you joining us for this first one. We'll see you this afternoon. And just a reminder that the one for tomorrow, we will post a link to the arena cam, but I will not be able to do that one personally, as I have another game to cover. So we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time.